We just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to continue the long marathon, March of the King 2018 Godzilla release. And this video is going to end this month's topic of lost monsters or monsters that never made it into the cut, or rather did make it to the cut. They got cut out of the movie or just never manifested on film. This one, we're going to take a different approach. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to do this for the longest time. And this one's about the Gryphon, which was supposed to be an adversary for Godzilla in 1994. This was the original idea for the American Godzilla movie before we got what was 1998. And it was supposed to pit Godzilla against a monster that arrived in Utah, of all places, via meteorite, and began to consume different animals to develop a body for itself, and eventually went off to New York to battle Godzilla and lost. So, and the reason this didn't come to be was because many people thought that originally it was Toho that told TriStar that if you want to pit our monster against another monster, it has to be one of ours. And it was rumored that Toho offered Ghidorah and Mothra, and TriStar denied because it was too expensive for the copyrights. So it was scrapped. But the truth be told was because of the budget. And director at the time named John DeBon decided to take off after not getting the budget he needed to do the movie. And TriStar eventually brought in Roland Emmerich and his team from Independence Day, fresh off their success of that movie. Originally ditched the original script and went a complete different direction, which turned out to be the disaster that we know now, or some of us know now to have forgiven as Godzilla 98. Some refer to as Zilla, some refer to as Gino. So what would have happened if we got the 1994 movie? I think it would have been a better movie. It probably would have been better. We definitely would have gotten a Godzilla that looked a little bit more like the Godzilla we know and love, as opposed to what we got in 98. There was some concepts that are still, I don't know if these are official or not, but there's one that looks very cool. Just that Godzilla's face looks a bit like a platypus or a duck. But body-wise, it looked completely fine. It would have been great. They just had to touch up that face a little bit, and that it would have been a perfect design to pay, to rightfully represent Godzilla in America. As you'll know, we got Gino or Zilla, and he turned out to be a big iguana. Now, as far as the Gryphon, the concept was a little cool. I mean, it was, we all know what a Gryphon is. If you've played plenty of fantasy games or if you've watched old movies, you know what a Gryphon is. And this Gryphon was a little bit different, though. He had, and I'll pull a picture up right here of what, I don't think this is an official picture, so don't get me, don't think that this is an official picture. It's this picture I'm pulling up that I see here on the website. And this one had a body of a puma and had body of a puma, wings of a bat, and a hydra-headed tongue composed of snakes. So very interesting concept. Not exactly like a traditional fantasy Gryphon, but nonetheless, it was more like a chimera, if anything else. The Gryphon, I remember being an eagle with a lion's body and wings, where this one has the body of a puma, wings of a bat. So, now I'm not going to get too much into the script. In fact, I'm not going to get into the script at all, because that would just make this video way too long. We'll talk about the monster. I think the monster would have definitely been a nice touch. It would have been nice to have seen Godzilla fight a monster at this time. Godzilla's high-sci movies were still being filmed at this time as well, and a lot of them were just being released here in the States. In Japan, they might have been on the last movie before planning for the next series, while here we were just getting some of them. So, I think it would have done better. Obviously than the 98 movie. I think it would have done a lot better. And I think it would have probably changed things for the future. We don't know if we would have gotten a Godzilla this year had that movie succeeded. We don't know if we would have had a Millennium series had that movie succeeded. In fact, it could be very well that had it succeeded, we would have gotten 2 more American Godzilla movies to end the trilogy, and we'd see no more Godzilla today in terms of movies and things like that. Does that mean that would have been better or worse? I really can't say. I'm very happy with what we got this year. I'm very happy with what the future holds. I'm very happy that the character is relevant again. who's to say that the 94 movie would have even been better than the 98 movie? Despite the fact that they got the design right and they got a new monster he's fighting, there's no guarantee. It could have been another cheese flop, just an American version of it. So I have to say, I'm on one hand, I'm like, damn, that would have been cool to see. On the other hand, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because technology is better nowadays. I think Gareth took the content very seriously, even though the movie has its flaws. And even though I've seen it now, a grand total of about 5 times, every time I've seen it, I kind of see more and more issues with it that I'm like, yeah, they need to improve this. They need to improve that. But I'm happy with the movie because of the fact that we got a director that took it seriously. Roland Emmerich didn't take this movie seriously. I can't say that the other director would have taken it seriously because we saw what Emmerich gave us, and we still don't know to this day what the other director would have given us. But we know what we got with Gareth, and that's a good thing. And that's why I'm kind of happy, even though it's a long ways away. I'm very happy that he's going to continue on board with this. Max Borenstein being the writer, I'm not too crazy about that, but I think he's going to see the error of his ways and improve upon it. It's not that it was horrible. I mean, look, there have been worse stories in the world. I felt that this movie, now that I've seen it 5 times, I think Godzilla 2014 was a primer of things to come. That's how I see it now. And that's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either, because then you get a very simple story that doesn't take too many chances. And that's what we got. But sometimes when you do a primer, that's how it is, because you want the next one to far exceed the first one. And I think that's what's going to happen, especially now with what we know with other Toho monsters. As far as the Gryphon, I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, we didn't see it on screen. I don't even know if this picture is legit. And we don't know. It's just one of those could have been, I mean, yeah, we could have seen it. It could have been cool, but we'll never know. And maybe it's best that we don't. Maybe it's best that we don't know, because for all we know, it could have been worse than the 98 movie. And for all we know, because it would have came out, then the idea of Godzilla fighting other monsters may not have been so unique this time around. Imagine if we had Godzilla versus the Gryphon and it came out in America and it flopped hard, then it would have made it twice as tough for this Godzilla movie to succeed, because you would have had a shitty Godzilla movie that came out in the 90s, and B, it was a shitty Godzilla versus movie. At least one of the things that this new Godzilla movie had over the 98 one was the fact that he was fighting monsters, and that brought a new kind of interest to it. And who knows, for all we know, that could have helped it. That could have helped boost its sales or boost its people going to see it. Like, oh, well, damn, that other Godzilla movie 98 was garbage, but at least he's fighting new monsters. That could be very cool. Where people could have said, oh my God, another Godzilla fighting American monsters? Man, that one in the 90s sucked. So I think it was a blessing in disguise that we never got Godzilla and the Gryphon. I really do. Because things would have turned out differently. This 2014 movie might have struggled more because people would have remembered a shitty Versus movie, and maybe we don't get a sequel. So while the Gryphon is a cool concept, I'm kind of glad he's a concept that never manifested, and I'm glad that he remains in a script that never came to be. And and you want to know something? I hope he never does. I really do. I know that sounds crazy, but I like the creations that Gareth and his team made with the Muto. I'm disappointed we won't be seeing them again, but you want to know something? It's time that we kind of embrace those other Toho monsters in a new light in a couple of years. I'm very excited about that. I'm disappointed we're not getting new creatures, and I'm disappointed we're not expanding on the Muto, or we might be expanding with them just under the Toho monsters. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited to see what Legendary and this team does with these 3 monsters, because I thought they did a fantastic job making Godzilla look the way he looks. So, but that's it, guys. There's your Gryphon, scrapped project for the American Godzilla movie back in the 90s. And while this interests a lot of people, just remember, it's probably best we didn't get it, because it could have changed a lot of things going forward. So that's it. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. We'll be back here next Wednesday, continuing with the March of the King 2018. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. And at that time, I'll let you know what topic we're going to discuss next for the month of October. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to continue the long marathon, March of the King 2018 Godzilla release. And this video is going to end this month's topic of lost monsters or monsters that never made it into the cut, or rather did make it to the cut. They got cut out of the movie or just never manifested on film. This one, we're going to take a different approach. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to do this for the longest time. And this one's about the Gryphon, which was supposed to be an adversary for Godzilla in 1994. This was the original idea for the American Godzilla movie before we got what was 1998. And it was supposed to pit Godzilla against a monster that arrived in Utah, of all places, via meteorite, and began to consume different animals to develop a body for itself, and eventually went off to New York to battle Godzilla and lost. So, and the reason this didn't come to be was because many people thought that originally it was Toho that told TriStar that if you want to pit our monster against another monster, it has to be one of ours. And it was rumored that Toho offered Ghidorah